Welcome to Let's Talk Pets with your host, Linda Weston, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good Saturday morning, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Pets, a fun program. Very happy to be part of the fabulous Hub family lineup of programs. I'm Linda Weston, your host from Friends of Cookeville, Putnam County Animals, a nonprofit, totally volunteer support group for the Cookeville, Putnam County Animal Shelter. This morning, my co-host, Sarah Hollick-Webb from Friends of Cookeville, Putnam County Animals, is with me here in the studio, and we have with us today a new friend, and that is Mrs. Taylor Cahill, who is owner. She and her husband, Trey, have a great new mobile pet food company here in Cookeville called Pet Wants. So, Sarah, before we get started and get to talk to Taylor, let's just take a minute and thank our sponsors who make this show possible.
We are grateful to Pet Supplies Plus, located in the Walmart Shopping Center.
And Copeland Veterinary Hospital on 10th Street with 24-hour emergency service.
And Cumberland Pet Essentials, offering pet grooming, styling, and a spa, holistic foods, nutritional counseling, and a pet boutique located at 142 South Willow in the Willow Tree Plaza.
And, of course, Friends of Cookeville, Putnam County Animals. So many thanks to each of these groups. And now we get to say good morning and welcome to Taylor. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to learn about this whole thing. Well, why don't we start with just telling us about your company so that our listeners at home know just what Pet Wants is?
Well, Pet Wants primarily focuses on pet nutrition and offering pet owners and their pets the very best ingredients and the very best nutrition we can give them. Our bread and butter is our kibble. We really pride ourselves on the quality of that kibble being made in small batches and slow cooked, so it's fresh and has highest quality ingredients. And then we also offer a large variety of some real wild treats and chews, which those are really fun to shop for.
So, are you making the kibble at home?
So what it is our kibble is a private label dog food. So what we do is we have a private label make it especially for us.
Okay.
We place this order every 6 weeks, and we have complete control over what's in it, where they're sourcing these products, so that we can ensure pet owners that they're getting the best quality while we're still able to produce enough to provide Cookeville because, well, our kitchen isn't that big.
I love it. That kitchen sink just isn't that big.
Yeah, just not that big.
So how in the world did you guys get started? How did this even come to you?
Well, we have two large golden doodles. One is a little picky, and the other is very large. He's not overweight, but he's got a lot of skin, and he gets really fluffy.
Right.
And sometimes,
fur.
Yeah, it truly is, and he gets a little fluffy. And my husband thought he was looking a little
Plump.
Yep, that's it. So we wanted a alternative to a good dog food, and we were struggling to find something that we felt comfortable giving them. The more we deep dove into the way pet food labels work, we felt like we were running out of options. And so we decided, why not? And this was an opportunity to take out the guesswork for the people of Cookeville. Of course we want people to pick us as their kibble providers, but more than anything, we just want to be a resource.
Is Pet Wants a national company?
Pet Wants is a franchise.
Okay.
However, they are all locally small-owned businesses.
Okay.
So what Pet Wants focuses on is what we like to call branding in a box. So they take out all of our branding and trademark work and all that, but then we have complete control over what's sold, how it's sold, ingredients, and so forth.
Wow.
Well, this is a really exciting time to be in the pet industry across the board. We were looking at a 2022 National Pet Owner Survey. 70% of U.S. households have a pet. So in our world, 100% of households have.
That's right, or should.
Yeah, but 70% across the country. So that equates to 90.5 million households, and 69 million of those households have a dog, and 45.3 million of those households have a cat. So clearly, this is an industry that's in high demand, and we're becoming more and more interested in and more educated in what goes into our pets' bodies. So I think this is just a great industry to be in.
Exactly. Your timing is excellent. And I think Well, I know from an animal shelter perspective, we saw tons of adoptions during the pandemic, and people working at home. I imagine Pet Wants is a gift for people to be able to order their food and have you deliver it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've been so excited getting to meet these pets. You know, everyone's really excited about their new pets that they've gotten during this time. And thankfully, market season has come upon us. And so we're outside more and in the public. And we love when people bring their pets and we get to meet them. So that's been a really exciting time. And there's been a whole ton of pet owners that have chose adoption. So that's wonderful.
Well, I'm sure that you see, and just as you get feedback from people that you talk to and new customers, that probably a lot of people are turning to you because their dogs are struggling with maybe some of the same things that your pet struggle with. Skin issues is one of the number one things that we see from, food that might not quite be agreeing with your pet. Ear infections, all kinds of crazy things, that constant chewing, licking, all of those things that our pets do. That that really affect their happiness, our happiness, their overall health, and we're finding more and more that it's food-based allergies and just things that generally don't agree with our pets or things that are added in to a lot of the foods that we purchase just over the counter in stores.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not certified vets, so listen to your vet first and foremost. But if we can ever supplement information, we're finding more and more pets have a little less intolerance, and it's more just the quality of the ingredient.
Okay.
You mentioned skin being a big one. Sometimes that's just as simple as knowing to switch to a salmon ingredient instead of a chicken because of those omegas that are found in the skin of the salmon. I mean, it's some real easy education that we can offer and hopefully provide a solution to.
I think it's great, and I think just talk a little bit more about your delivery service, if we could kind of double back to that, because I think that's more and more people are getting at-home deliveries for everything. It doesn't matter if it's your groceries, now your pet's groceries, whatever that is. So how does someone go about getting involved in the delivery program?
Yeah. So, of course, we love seeing people in person, but we're no stranger to the convenience. So what we do is we offer free home delivery to any online order. We have a website, Pet Wants Cookeville. It's actually petwants.com/Cookeville. You go to that website, you place your order, and we deliver it free to your home. I believe the minimum is $5. So that's any treats and chews. Wow. And then we offer a subscription service now. So this makes it as easy and convenient as possible. So, Linda, if you wanted to place an order for your dog, you could go in and set up a profile. You can pick the cadence if you want it every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. We also sell kibble by the pound. So you pick exactly how much you need. You don't need to buy any more or any less, and you're getting the freshest to your door. Wow. So you place your order, and we'll just show up. Whenever that cadence happens, we'll be there. You can be as hands-on or as hands-off. You can edit it at any time, add treats or chews.
Well, I did go on your website, and I think you've done a marvelous job with it.
Thank you.
It looks very easy to use. I clicked on a couple of the different categories of dog treats and things like that, and I really liked how you had everything described and labeled, and I think it's a neat service.
Well, transparency is huge. So to be able to easily be able to access the ingredients that are in your dog's treats and food. And I think sometimes treats are one of those things that we overlook. We tend to give our dogs junk food kind of for treats and not really pay attention to some of the ingredients that's in there because we get so focused on their food. The other thing I think is wonderful is that you can order by the pound. There's a big difference between an 8-pound bag and then often we're forced to jump up to like a 30-pound bag or a 50-pound bag. Well, there's a lot of pounds in between there that can either go to waste, get stale, or you just get nasty. I had a mouse invade my laundry room over the last.
A happy mouse.
So the mouse has feasted on our dog food, but there's a big difference in to be able to order exactly what you need to ensure that food stays fresh and it's easily and readily available for your animals, and it's more affordable that way.
Absolutely. And we know that the longer that your pet food sits, the more nutritional value it loses. So that's one of the reasons we're cooking these batches in small batches, and we're getting them made every 6 weeks. So we don't have this large surplus sitting around.
Okay.
And that's why we're letting you choose by the pound, so that, again, we're getting them the freshest dog food as well as the most nutritionally dense we can possibly establish in a kibble.
So when someone orders a 5-pound bag of kibble, does it come to you already packaged in 5, or it comes to you in bulk and you package it?
Correct. The second one.
Okay.
So it starts out, we get large quantities.
Okay.
We place an order periodically throughout, the year. Just kind of guesstimate what we need, and then as it comes to us, we will then package it and weigh it out as the orders come in. So nothing is prepackaged, nothing is waiting around to be
Hasn't
sold.
sat in a warehouse for 2 years waiting to get to your
It
door.
has not. It is in a climate controlled storage area, so that you don't have to worry about that. And that's a great point that you bring up, because we have no control over sometimes where our food is housed. Unfortunately, it just is the nature of the market that food will sit until it's sold.
It can sit, the crazy thing is, we know that some of our products, some of our dog food products or pet products in general, come in from China. So it can sit in a container, in a shipping container in, say, New York for a year before it ever makes it to a distribution facility to make it to our door.
Yeah. And, it's too bad. I feel like pet owners are doing the best they can. They're doing their research and trying to make good decisions, and they're buying some really good labeled dog food. The problem is some of those in-between factors that they don't have control over and they can't monitor.
Sure. Wow. Well, there are a lot of questions we need to ask you. I'm impressed. I was impressed with your website, and I think you're just doing what you're doing at a really timely. The pet industry market. I read a report that said the growth of the pet industry as a whole is reaching, if you can believe this, $100 billion this year. $100 billion.
That's a lot.
So I would say you're in a good spot, Taylor.
Well, hopefully we're in a helpful spot as well.
That's right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but let's take just a quick break. Don't go away, folks, because we will be right back with more Let's Talk Pets on News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
Copeland Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital, including 24-hour emergency assistance, and is located at 821 East 10th Street in Cookeville, focusing on providing the highest quality care to clients and patients through our devotion to client communication, commitment to excellent medical care, and use of innovative diagnostics. Founded in 1970, our veterinarians and support staff can provide a progressive, beneficial, and effective impact on your pet's health. Open Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon, and closed on Sunday.
Pet Supplies Plus, located in the Walmart Shopping Center on South Jefferson, is open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, specializing in pet foods, treats, and edible chews, pet toys, and apparel, pet supplies of all kinds, grooming and health, as well as flea and tick items, offering all major brands and a large selection of natural foods and treats made in the USA. Fish, reptiles, ferrets, and other very small pets available.
Cumberland Pet Essentials has been serving Middle Tennessee since 1989, offering dog and cat grooming and styling. In their natural pet market, they sell dog and cat supplies, accessories, and high-quality trusted brands of food and treats. Owner Karen Rataco is an ISCC certified pet stylist and a certified pet nutritionist. She offers free nutritional counseling, helping owners make healthier choices for their pets. Their store hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 to 5 p.m., located at 142 South Willow Avenue in the Willow Tree Plaza. Give them a call, 931-528-7711, Cumberland Pet Essentials.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Pets with me, your host, Linda Weston, and Cookeville, Putnam County Animals Vice President Sarah Hollick-Webb on News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. So Sarah and I have been talking today with Taylor Cahill, owner of a great new mobile pet supplies company right here in Cookeville. It's called Pet Wants. And I think all pets will want this for sure. So it's got a good name. Again, they have a super website, a large selection of things. They are a franchise of a national company. So one of the things on your website that you talk about is that you are able to offer specific diets for what you call plump pets or working dogs, the ones who need a little bit more food, and a lot of special diet things, which we talked a little bit about in the first segment about skin situations and stuff like that. So I liked that you could go on and look at the ingredients in your different products.
Yeah.
So good job on that. Statistics are showing that 61% of U.S. pet owners are willing to pay a little bit more for foods that target their pet's dietary needs. Are you finding that to be true?
Absolutely. You know, I feel like our pets are adding such value to our lives that, you know, we're willing to invest in them. And that's part of the reason Pet One's Cookeville exists, because our dogs have attributed such morale to our lives. So we want to take care of them. And so, you know, one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to be able to educate pet owners and help pet owners feel empowered and that they have a partner in caring for their pet.
Right.
So what we've done is, you know, we do have a variety of recipes that we offer, but also we always welcome people to reach out to us.
Okay.
We love to help with diets. We've had some animals, you know, as you've mentioned, with skin issues. We have some tricks for diabetic dogs. We have, you know, we have our specific recipes that do focus on these issues. But we don't want to take away the fun of giving our animals treats. So we also have found tricks and ways that we can also use our treats to still, you know, spoil them.
Well, great.
But add to their nutrition.
Well, great. Now, so I assume your dogs love this whole deal.
They do. They do. We have to watch them. They sometimes help a little too much.
Well, I like just talking about overall health and treats and things like that. I love that you offer some supplements and some other fun products on your website too. But, you know, aside from skin issues and, you know, stomach issues that our dogs can have, you know, one of the things that commonly we see problems with is, you know, as our dogs age, they slow down a little bit. You offer some hip and joint supplements on there as well.
We do. One of our dogs is a very large breed, and he's 5. He's doing great, but we have started using those hip joints now just as a preventative. And it's also important to know, we do the same for cats. We have plenty of supplements for cats and treats for them as well that help, you know, aid in their health. It's important to know that it's not just supplements alone. Some of our treats, like a beef trachea, as wild as that sounds and as fun as your, you know, dog likes to have it, it has glucosamine and chondroitin, so that also supplements those hip joints.
Great.
Well, I love that you mentioned cats, because one of the most common problems that people have with their cats is hairballs. So if you have a cat with healthy skin, a good coat, sometimes hairballs can be reduced, and sometimes, of course, the ingredients in foods can help aid in digestion and not have problems like that.
Absolutely. We offer a freeze-dried salmon, which is great for cats' coats and their hair. We always recommend, you know, cranberry supplements, as well as circulating water bowls. Cats are notoriously bad water consumers, and sometimes just the play of a circulating water bowl will get your cat to drink more, which helps reduce those hairballs.
You know, that's really true. What I find so interesting about that is the cats really don't like water, but they like to lay in your kitchen or your bathroom sink. It's like, well, that's an oxymoron.
Everything is a game to a cat. Yeah.
Well, when I was talking to your husband, Trey, on the phone, he mentioned a program you have called Pound for Pound.
Yeah. We have a buy, match, give, pound for pound. So what that is for every pound of dog food or cat food that is purchased, we will match that and donate that to a local shelter.
Great.
Well, you know, we're big proponents of that. We're big proponents of supporting our local shelter.
Absolutely. So the pound of food that would go to the shelter is the same as what went to the person buying it?
Correct.
Okay.
So whatever Are you talking breed specific? That's what we do. We do breed specific. So whatever, if there's a pound of dog food that was purchased, a pound of dog food is donated.
Okay.
Whatever is, if it's a pound of cat food is purchased, that is donated. And then the way we choose the recipe, which might be more of what you were asking,
Yes.
the way we choose the recipe is kind of the best way we can get that pound match to the shelter.
Okay.
So it's definitely not the leftovers by any means.
Okay.
It's just kind of the best way to match that pound for pound.
Okay.
Well, I think it's an incredible program. So if someone's interested, if they want to learn more about your products, how do they get in touch with you? Is it you maybe just hit your website, or what is the best way to learn more about you guys?
So you can always go to our website, petones.com/Cookeville. There's a lot of information on there. There's also a contact page on there. You message that contact page and it drops straight into my husband and I's email box, as well as we try and be really responsive on social media. You can check out Pet Once Cookeville on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Well, I think I had a phone number. Maybe it was from the social media contact that Brittany sent us. But
Yes.
so I called, and your husband was right on. Called back, and we set this up, and I think that's important too, to be really responsive. People these days, you just want to know right away.
Yeah. Well, I think it's so exciting that we've got a service and a business like this here in Cookeville.
Yes,
Like
yes.
we were talking, the pet industry is exploding.
Yes.
And we know that more and more people are choosing to have 4-legged kids rather than 2-legged kids, or certainly have a blend of both. So it's fun to see, more options for, in my case, my 4-legged kids at home.
Yeah.
Well, oftentimes people have more 4-legged kids than 2-legged kids. I mean, that's a given too. So now you have a 2-legged, though, right?
We do. She'll be 2 this year. So I'm thinking we should probably add another 4-legged, a leash for each person. That makes sense, right?
Why not?
Although she's showing interest in cats. That's a new avenue for us. So, we'll
it's a
just
fun venture to go down,
see.
too.
Yeah.
Well, we know where you could go to find one.
Yeah.
In fact, we need to talk just briefly about today is the last day of an adoption event has been going on at the shelter. We had an abundance of dogs, of big dogs.
Big dogs, yes, our big kids.
So our Friends of Animals group came up with sponsoring an adoption event called 40 over 40. So for $40, you could adopt any dog over 40 pounds.
I love that.
So, but it's a great deal.
It is a great deal. So, like Linda said, this is the last day. It ends today. This is the last day of this event. And any pet that is adopted from the animal shelter, it's important to understand what you're getting with this pet. So, they're spayed and neutered. They're completely up to date on all their vaccines. So, they're fully vetted when they go home with you, and they're microchipped. So, this is a really good deal when you get a pet from the animal shelter. Not only are you getting a good value, you're also getting, you're also saving a pet. So, that's a wonderful thing all the way around.
So if you're interested in adopting, don't hesitate. There have been some fabulous dogs. Sometimes I walk through the shelter and I just can't believe the great dogs that are
How
there.
did this pet end
And
up here?
Yes.
Well, I think that all of our volunteers kind of say the same thing.
yeah.
That how in the world did this pet end up here? So we all wonder that ourselves, and pets end up at the shelter for various reasons. But, speaking of volunteers, I can't help but, look outside, see the beautiful weather that we've had over the past week or so, and just really encourage anyone that, if you have a high school student or something that needs something to do over the summer, if you yourself just want to get out in this beautiful weather, we are always looking for volunteers, especially sometimes, for our big dogs. We need dog walkers,
Right.
and this is the perfect time of year to get out and start doing that. So there's all kinds of volunteer needs at the shelter. Pretty much, if you have a skill set, we can use it at the
We'll
Cookeville Put
figure out
Animal
where to
Shelter.
put
We
you.
can find a place for you. But like I said, when I see beautiful weather like this and see all the big dogs that we have in the shelter, it's, it just puts me in mind of we need dog walkers.
Well, the dog, with all the grass greening up, the dog park looked beautiful yesterday. It's green and it's perfect. It's right behind our shelter, Taylor, and it's there's a dog park that's our Roger and Mary Moore off-leash dog park that's in the front. That's a membership dog park. But then $25, folks. You can go every day for a year. and it's a wonderful, wonderful park. There's a small dog park and a large dog park. But then behind the shelter is the Hank and Beth Manley shelter dog playground, and it's just for our shelter dogs. And it's so cute to see a couple of them, they'll go out in groups of 2s or 3s or whatever. And it's so funny because they get out of their run, and what do? You would think they'd just want to run and play. No, they want to go around the perimeter of the fence line and sniff every possible spot. So anyway, as Sarah said, we could really use dog walkers, and it's approaching kitten season.
Yes, it is upon us.
So we are going to need kitten fosters for sure to help these little babies. When I was just over there were 5 or so, this big, just little itty bitties.
Well, our kitten fosters are so important to saving the life of these kittens. Some of these kittens come in with their moms, sometimes they don't. Right. But the shelter is just no place for like itty bitty babies
teenies,
like you were just talking about, Linda. Often these kittens are, well under a pound. They're like half a pound when they come in the door. And so they need a little bit more one-on-one attention and to be outside of the hectic world of an animal shelter.
Exactly.
So kitten fosters are valuable in saving kitten lives.
So, folks, now you know what to do. You need to call Taylor if you're wanting to order some food delivered. And do go on her website. It's amazing. And then don't forget, today's the last day for the adoption event. We need volunteers and we need kitten fosters. So that is our show for today. Thank you, Taylor, for joining us. And thanks to everyone for listening. Folks, if you have questions or comments, please do email them to us at putnamcountypets@gmail.com. We're wishing everyone a perfect weekend and hope you'll join us here next Saturday on News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.